Hey guys, welcome back to welcome back to the channel. But this is the first video that I'm not gonna be playing anything. I'm gonna be reviewing the Dark Pictures Anthology Season 1. I'm gonna be ranking games. I'm gonna go from Medan, Little Hope, House of Ashes to The Devil Within Me. Devil Within Me? Devil in Me. And just kind of review it, give a synopsis of each game, and then my rating at the end of the game. And we'll go from there. But yeah. Alrighty, so starting off, we have Man of Medan. Man of Medan, a little synopsis, is that you have these five characters. You got Fliss, Brad, Alex, Conrad, and oh my goodness, I forgot the other girl's name. But anyway, they are all going on a little diving expedition for, I think, spring break is what it was. And so they are getting Fliss, which is the captain, to take them all out. Now, this game has some interesting dialogue.
Opens the door, and sure enough, there's a man inside. But he's cut his own throat. Horrified, he looks closer to see the dead man's face in the dark. Closer. Closer. And he sees it's his own face. And then its eyes bulge out and screams.
So yeah, there's that. But here, Olsen and his crew are hijacking them because they are in search of Manchurian gold. So they then get on this old ship from World War II, and some pretty bonkers stuff starts happening.
Follow my thinking here. We know this ship was carrying Manchurian gold, which was actually some kind of dangerous chemical, right? And there's this weird fog everywhere, all over the place. Maybe that's the Manchurian gold. And maybe it's fucking us all up, in the head, I mean, I definitely saw some crazy shit that I could have sworn was real, but maybe it wasn't.
So basically, y'all just got the synopsis of the whole game. That's the plot twist, is that all the stuff that these people are seeing, all the hallucinations, is just everything they're seeing that you think is supernatural is hallucinations. And then, so they figure this out, and then they escape from Olsen, or you try to stay alive and get as many people out as you can. Alright, so that is pretty much the synopsis of Man of Medan. There's a lot that I could dive into this game. There's a lot, but they obviously didn't want to go the full supernatural route, and so they pulled back. And that tends to be a big issue, especially with the next game that we cover. But I'm gonna give this game a solid 6 out of 10. So let's go to the next one, and you'll see what I rank it. Alrighty, we are at Little Hope. So Little Hope starts off with you got this bus driver, and you see him next to the diner. You get to see him driving for a bit, and you hear all these people in the back, and you're kind of just driving around. An officer actually stopped you and was like, "Hey, I don't remember what happened, but something happened, and we are diverting traffic through Little Hope." And then you hear the passengers start freaking out, and then, oh, what? There's a little girl on the road. Ah, skrrr, and then we flip over. That's pretty much what it is. And then it shows this, and then you get the epilogue, epilogue, and then all the characters wake up. Well, the characters are walking around, and then all of a sudden the characters start to experience this little peach.
What is your name, sir?
So then, upon some further investigation, you find out that Little Hope was kind of a central location during the Salem witch trials. Now, what you're seeing right now are these creatures that chase you for the entire game. You don't know what the frick they are. You don't know what the frick you're seeing. You see that little And there's so many little peaches in this game. But you see all these monsters, and you're wondering, what does this have to do with the Salem witch trials? Like, it's almost kind of like, oh, the Salem witch trials are just as interesting, if not more interesting, than these creatures. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some jump scares, and there are some factors that make you feel like your characters bond, which is really nice. You kind of have to have that. Well, after a long back and forth of this, then you start to get the conclusion of what kind of happened back in the day.
I accuse you, Mary, of witchcraft. What say you, Reverend?
The evidence, as discovered through my investigation, is beyond question. Mary uses her puppet as a familiar to summon and serve the devil.
We have been deceived by a child, by her guise of innocence.
So, you get to experience that, and essentially, she either, pretty sure she got killed, but hey, look, we escaped. Wait, where did everyone go? Where is everyone? Where's John, Angela, Daniel, and Taylor? Zoom back in. What? It's the bus driver? And he just said, I wish we all had made it. Okay, what are we doing here? Where did everyone just go? Where'd Daniel go? Oh, wait. From the epilogue, is this Daniel? Did he survive when his face got burned and his family died in a fire? Oh my goodness, we're getting a montage of the whole game, but it's just the bus driver experiencing it. That's because everything that just happened has no merit. It's not valid. It didn't happen. So yeah, there's that. That is what makes this... It was such an unnecessary twist. It just was so unnecessary. That's not a good plot device. That I don't even know how, what the frick does the Salem witch trials have to do with this man absolutely tripping out and envisioning his whole dead family from the past? Now, the monsters, if you correlate them, you'd have to look at every single one. The monsters represent his family members that died. And I get that. I understand it. I realize what it's doing. I understand. I can comprehend it. But I just don't understand why they did that. Like, what... I don't know. My fiance was watching these videos and she was like, I just don't understand why they did that. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think anybody can give you that answer. They just thought it was, a whole plot twist. They just liked their plot twist. So this is the second time in the anthology in a row that they have the supernatural and then they back off. They pull back on the reins. And I just don't see why that was necessary. I really don't. I really don't see why that was necessary. And, the dialogue, but the funny thing is, the dialogue in this game was a lot better than Man of Medan. And the gameplay was better. The characters were better. They felt more fleshed out. And, like I was saying, the Salem Witch Trials... That plot line, I loved it. I thought it was very interesting. It was very intriguing on whether, you believe the innocence of the girl or if you think she's being a conduit for these evil spirits. So, there's a lot to unpack. Overall, it probably would be a better game. No, it definitely would be a better game. But that whole ending ruins everything for more. It ruins everything for me. It really does. So that's why I am going to have to stick this with a big old fat 5.5 out of 10. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. So let's see if we can do a little bit better on the next one. Alrighty, here we are with House of Ashes, the best game in the series. So the plot is that these military are in Iraq a couple years after 9/11, and they are looking for a weapons supply. And this is Salim. Love Salim. He's best character. But they end up going into a cave, and finding these great, great creatures. But I'm about to give you some of the best dialogue and just show how good this game is compared to the other ones. So, give you a look.
Over there is a demon. Do exactly what they say, or I swear to God I'll feed you to that thing. They react to sound like bats. They hear you. They hunt you. I've seen their weakness. They burn in sunlight. Like any living being, they can be killed. Stake through the heart. Your bullets will only slow them down. Even a truck falling on them just makes them angry. We do this together, okay? We can kill it. You move into a flanking position and get its attention. I will do the rest.
So yeah, then they continue and they work together to kill this thing together. But, a hammer on the head, a nail that is hammered on the head, this game is the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And it's about people working together. And it is just it's really strong dialogue at some parts. Some parts aren't, but the dialogue, the gameplay, the plot is just so good. I mean, it's just good. I mean, it's the best in the series. So I mean, you can probably get an idea of how I feel about it. But yeah. So these creatures are all over. They end up driving us down into this cave, and we find out that they are aliens. They came from another freaking planet. And one of the people gets infected, and so right here she gets a vision of when their ark plummeted to Earth and shipwrecked. And there's a lot more that goes into it. This game is pretty freaking good. I have so much good to say about this game. Whoever makes it out is up to you and your story. All these clips I'm using are from full gameplays, not my own, because I don't want to spoil anything to my playthroughs. But yeah, like I said, there's just so much good that I can say about this game. There is bad though. There are some insufferable racist moments. There is a lot of military mumbo jumbo that some people aren't crazy about. Some people are. I would have preferred, all that alien stuff isn't introduced until the last hour and a half of the game. I would have preferred the whole game to have been like that. But, that's just me. Or that may not just be me. But all in all, I think I'm going to have to give this game a solid 7.5 out of 10. Just because there are some issues, but overall, it is without a doubt the best game in this anthology season 1. Let's get to the next one.
Thank you, Mr.
Holmes. Henry Howard Holmes.
You have a lovely hotel, Mr. Holmes.
Alrighty, so that's the best intro I can give for The Devil in Me. It has a lot revolving H.H. Holmes. And this film crew that you're seeing right now, you got Charles Lonnet, which is the director, like the producer, and then you got Kate, who's actually like the face of it. You got Jamie, who does sound, Mark, who does videography, or Jamie does like crew stuff, and then you have Aaron, who does the sound stuff. Well, they get called to this island, which, as you can see, they added a bunch of new mechanics. But they get called to this island, and then the guy leaves.
Yeah, that dude ain't coming.
Wait, why?
He saw all the snide things you tweeted from his limo.
I didn't.
What are you talking about, Jamie?
He got back aboard the ferry and left.
What? When?
Right after we got to our rooms.
He just left.
You're sure?
Can't be. You must be mistaken.
I'm not blind. I know what I saw.
Why would he leave?
That makes no sense.
Well, then this little precious guy starts showing up, and he starts trapping our people, aka Aaron is trapped right here. He starts kind of mind gaming them, kind of torturing them in a sense. When I say that, it kind of reminds me of Saw, but it's a more serial killer aspect, just because all this stuff starts happening, and then they find out how intense this really is.
Jesus.
What is all of this?
He's got video feeds, recording decks, a mixer big enough for countless mics.
He's watching everything.
It's more than that. He's got utilities running through here, hydraulics, electrics, everything.
It's like a nerve center for the whole building.
It's a director's suite.
But there's a lot of interactions with this guy. He just seems pretty unkillable. I mean, look at this. Freaking insane. Like, insane. But we figure out the best way to get off the island is to activate the lighthouse. And then it will obviously send out a beacon for help. And, you know, I'm not going to say who the killer is. Obviously, I know. But I'm trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. But for some of the games, it's not possible. But anyway, oh no, a cop shows up.
What the hell? Oh.
Hands where I can see them, all of you!
He killed them.
No talking! I said, hands where I can see them!
Thank God you're here. You have to help us.
Until I know what's happening here, no one moves.
Sir, behind you! The boat!
Seriously, lady?
Well, that guy doesn't have a hand anymore. Anyway, so we boat away, and right there it looks like he misses. In reality, he's still on the boat, and we realize that here in a minute, and we all escape and blah 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 blah. So this game has a lot to offer, but at the same time, in my playthrough, I only made it out with 2 characters alive. So I missed a pretty huge chunk of the story, and that kind of sucks. So I don't know. In this game, it seems a lot easier for characters to die, and you don't even know why they're dying. I had one character that I knew why he died. The other 2, I don't even know. I don't even know how to avoid it, to be honest with you. So that was my only qualm with the game at the time. But after doing more research on it, like afterward playing it and seeing all the bond that all the characters like start to have, like I wish I would have got that. I'm probably not gonna replay it, but seeing all that does show the really good chunks of this game. Just I personally wasn't able to experience, and that sucks. So because of how my experience was, I'm going to give this game a 6.9. Not quite a 7. Just because of the small things that I just don't really understand. But the plot was really solid. Like, the plot was almost as good as House of Ashes. Like, it was pretty close. I really do wish that I could have experienced like the more dialogue between these characters and more bonding, because that would have made the story more full. And that just kind of sucks that I was left out in that. But, you know, technically it is my fault. So, oh well. But Yeah, I mean, I give this game a 6.9 out of 10. So let's recap. Alright, so I've got number 4, Little Hope, at a 5.5. Okay. Number 3, I've got Medan at a 6. Number 2, I've got The Devil in Me at a 6.9. And number 1, I've got House of Ashes at a 7.5. So, I mean, you can argue what's good, what's bad. Over half of them were pretty good, you know. So I'm excited for the next one in the series, which I think is called Directive 8020. If you watch my playthrough, you got to see that sneak peek at the end of Devil in Me. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a few more videos like this. I'm going to be doing my top 5 favorite characters, top 5 worst, and top 10 most evil characters in Season 1. So be looking forward to that, and I'm going to be starting to upload the Quarry this Friday, so just be ready for that. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and peace out. Bye.